Let us go to problem number 6. A lawn roller is 1 meter wide and 80 centimeters high. What area is covered in each revolution? So it asks for the area that is covered by the revolution. Only this part of actually the cylinder touches the ground, right? So we do not need to add the areas of the bases. We only need the lateral surface area. Okay, so when we open this up, then we will have this kind of net, right? And we only need this part, which is actually a rectangle, and that is the lateral surface of the cylinder. And to find the area of the rectangle, which represents the part that touches the ground, is area is equal to length times width. Now here the length is 2 pi r, which is actually the circumference of one of the bases, and the height can be represented by the width, right? Therefore we need to find the radius. So looking at this given or illustration, since the diameter is 80 centimeters, then the radius is half of it. So we will now have 2 times pi multiplied by 40, half of the diameter, multiplied by the height, which is in meters, so we just convert it into 100 centimeters. Let's use centimeters first. So that will now give you 2 times 40 is 80 times 100 is 8,000, multiplied by pi, which is 3.14. So if we want to approximate it, we might get an area, or actually a lateral surface area of 25,000 centimeters squared. Let's see. Let's use the calculator. So we have 8,000 multiplied by 3.14. Okay, so we have 25,120 centimeters squared, or in meters it is 251.20 meters squared. There you go. So that is the area that is covered by the lawn roller in each revolution. Problem number 8. A rectangular strip of aluminum 30 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide is rolled into the form of a cylinder. Which would have the greater volume, a cylinder 10 centimeter high with circumference of 30 centimeters, or a cylinder 30 centimeters high with a circumference of 10 centimeters? So let us draw first the rectangular strip. Okay. Okay, so let's say this is our 30 and 10. We can also draw it as such, right? And this will be our 10. This will be our 30. When we roll it this way, then we will have this cylinder. Whose height is 10 and the circumference is 30. If we rolled it this way, in which the height of the cylinder is 30, then we will have this. Right? In which the height is 30 and the circumference is 10. Okay? So from the same area, we have two kinds of cylinders. One is a shorter one with a bigger circumference. Here, this is a taller cylinder with a smaller circumference, which would have the greater volume. This cylinder A, let's name this as cylinder A, with a greater circumference, or cylinder B. Okay, now we need to find the volume. Since we are comparing the volume, and the volume of a cylinder is given as pi r squared h. So we first find the volume of the first cylinder, or cylinder A. And we need to find the radius. The circumference is given, but the radius, but we know that C is equal to 2 pi r, or pi d, alright? Therefore, to find r, we divide the circumference by 2 pi. Therefore, r is equal to 30 divided by, yes, 2 pi, which is equal to 3.14 times 2, 6.28. So what we have here is 30 divided by 6.28, 4.78. Let's round it to 4.78. Therefore, the volume is 3.14 multiplied by 4.78 squared multiplied by the height, which is 10. That gives you 3.14. Let's see. Multiplied by 4.78 squared times 10. The volume is 717.44. 717.44 centimeters cubed. Let us now find the volume of cylinder B. The circumference is 10, therefore the radius will be equal to 10 divided by 6.28, right? We're just following what we have done here in circumference 1. So that gives us 1.59. The radius is 1.59. Plugging in this radius to our formula in finding the volume of the cylinder, we will have V is equal to pi multiplied by 1.59 squared times the height is 30. That gives you 3.14 times 1.59 squared times 30. Okay, so the volume of cylinder B is 238.15 centimeters cube. The question is, which among the between the two cylinders have the greater volume? It is the shorter one. So this problem tells us that the radius really or affects the volume of the cylinder more than the height, right? Okay.